You awaken much refreshed as the sun begins to rise. Welcome, hero. It's time for some breakfast. It would please me if you would come to my dance this evening. Time to be about the dance. Yep. She's already told us about the dance. Well, let's... Mouth, please. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. You are welcome, and goodbye. Your breakfast is delicious. Doesn't even tell you what it is this time. There's an empty teapot and teacup on the tray. I guess we just had tea for breakfast. Do not forget that Shima dances this night. Hey, yo, I got the thing. Keychain with real Shapir brass. Oh, okay, it's the brass penny. Alright, this time, we have full mana. And that means, instead of going to train with Uhura this time, we are first going to pay Aziza a visit. I'm going to politely knock on the door. Welcome, Valis. Come in, sit down, and we shall speak. Shall we share tea? Yes. The tea is cool and refreshing. You find yourself relaxing as you drink and listen to the sound of flowing water. Now that we have shared tea, what is it for which you have come? I'm going to say hello. It is good to have a visitor who understands the proper way to enter conversation. We're going to say enough already, and then we're going to save. And then we're going to challenge her to her game. You challenge Aziza to a friendly, magical duel. The Siddhis are the tantric powers of mastery over the elements of air, earth, fire, and water. My version of the wizard's whirl, which I call SimCity, assists those of wizard kind in developing these powers. Each player controls... Oh boy, here we go. Alright, tutorial time, everybody. Fasten your seatbelts. Each player controls a small elemental-like creature as it tries to reach the center of the game tapestry. The tapestry itself contains areas representing the primal elements, and you must help your creature traverse these areas. You play the game by casting spells. Each turn, the player is required to either cast one spell on the board or move his creature to another tier of the board, if possible. Afterward, the creature will attempt to travel around the board. Casting Trigger will change the form of your creature according to the elemental cycle: air to earth, earth to fire, fire to water, water to air. Casting Flame Dart will change an earth zone in the tapestry to fire. Casting Calm will turn fire into air. Neither spell can be cast directly on a zone occupied by one or more players. Casting Open will remove one of the obstacles on the tapestry. This will allow your creature to pass through, and it may cause the one section of the tapestry to affect another. Moving an obstacle will always result in it appearing somewhere else on the same tier. Of course, the tapestry has a life cycle of its own. Zones of the tapestry will be affected by their neighbors and by the elementals occupying that zone at that moment. An earth area that is exposed to more fire than water will ignite, becoming a fire zone. An air area that is exposed to more earth than fire will solidify and become earth. A fire area that is exposed to more water than fire will be doused to become an air zone. Your creature will generally try to walk around the board in a clockwise fashion, but is restricted by its own nature and its surroundings. A fire elemental moves quickly and will burn earth, but cannot pass through water or air. An earth elemental moves slowly, but is stopped only by fire. Earth will take over an air zone if possible. The water elemental moves quickly and will change fire into air. It cannot pass through earth and is slowed down by air. The air elemental is very quick, but it is stopped by earth and fire, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It is not in air's nature for it to change even its nemesis, water. If a creature is occupying a zone whose nature changes to an element incompatible with the creature's nature, the creature will be taken back to the starting position. Only after traversing each of the 4 zones on a tier will a creature be allowed to travel down to the next tier. The goal of the game is to reach the center of the tapestry before your opponent does. Got all that? So at the moment, our dude is air, and this is an air tile, or air zone. This is water, this is fire, this little sliver right here is earth. These pillars are kind of in the way, but not in our way at the moment. We're actually fine with this. But if we cast Trigger on him, I actually had to write all this crap down, then he will turn into an Earth Elemental. And Earth will turn this air into Earth, I believe. Let's see. Yep. Now, that didn't actually help us in any way, because Earth is very slow. So if we cast it again, then he will turn into a Fire Elemental, which would really not help us. But you cannot just pass a turn. You have to do something. So I'm just going to cast Open on this. Whoop. Now you notice, we can't cast Trigger, because if we did, he would turn into a Fire Elemental, which he can't be on this terrain. So we're just going to cast Open again. Blip. Well, that didn't actually help. Whoops. Not much we can do. I guess we'll just cast Open on this column again. Blip. Now we need to get to here, and then that'll open up the next tier. So access to second tier. We can move down. We're going to open that. And I believe this will allow us... Oh. Well, that was almost bad. Actually, this would be extremely bad. Because all she would have to do is cast Flame Dart here on this line, and it would ignite this one. Earth can't move through fire, so it would kick me back up to the top. So what we're going to do is now we're going to cast Trigger on ourselves. Oh, I guess that one wouldn't be able to ignite because it had water there. This game is exceedingly complicated. Well, let's open our path. Now, if we cast it again, it'll turn us into a water element. Yeah, I think that's okay to do. Oh, no, apparently I forgot that water can't move through earth. So, that was bad. Next row down. You need to open. I have to do it. And then we're going to open this. It's going to ignite... Oh, yeah, there it goes. It ignites that. Access to third tier granted. So, moving down. Well, this is a bit of a problem, because we can't change elements. Because the next element is water, which can't move on Earth. So we actually have to move back up to this tier. And of course, they just set that on fire for us, thanks. So, moving down. And he did what I was or she did what I was going to do. Change to water. Select spell to cast. If we go from... That should be safe to do, because if I cast Trigger, we'll change into an air elemental. And I don't think there's anything that she can do to an air tile to turn it into Earth, short of turning into an Earth elemental, which was actually my plan to do to her. Oh crap, she's into the middle. I think she's gonna win this. Calm the fire. Okay, she turns into air. Now, if I go from this... Cast Trigger, turn into an Earth Elemental, step into that, turn that to an Earth Tile, kick her back to the start. Cast Open, get that. And if I cast this, cast Trigger again, then we'll go to Fire, which can't move through that. So... basically waste my turn by casting Fire, or I'll cast Calm. No, that won't work. There. Access to the goal is granted. Screw you, I win. You're a promising player. Congratulations on your victory. As a token of my respect for beating me, please accept this humble gift. You feel your understanding of the Flame Dart spell grow. Next time you fight, try adding additional heat to your spell by holding down the spell's hotkey. So we can charge our fireball. I'm going to say thank you and goodbye. It has been a pleasure conversing with you. Perhaps we shall share tea again sometime. Yeah, you're one of the places I go to train. How's our MP looking? We used about a little more than half. But magic went up a fair bit there. We're up to 110. Intelligence is at 111. Go ahead and save again. I know I just saved, but... And now Rakesh is sitting here. Ah, this be the new hero, Rakesh. You are most welcome in Shapir. The Sultan has been seeking a hero since the forces of dark magic, overwhelmed Rasir. Hey, how you doing? Good day to be adventuring. Yep. Dark magic. Nope, he's got nothing he can say about that. What about Uhura? Does she know anything about dark magic? Nope, she doesn't know what we mean. What about just magic? If you need to know magic, ask a magic person. I be warrior, not wizard. Well, time for some Time to get our butts kicked by her again. Or maybe we can actually win. And Rakesh is going to hang out and watch us too. The Liontar is carefully looking you over, almost as if he's analyzing you. Which he is. Oh, we're out of stamina. That time we both got workout. Pretty soon, I be needing rest. Daggers are incapable of inflicting large wounds, but their lightweight makes them easier striking to string attacks together. Next time you fight, try following up a swing with a plunging attack. This will compensate for the limited damage your weapon can do. Execute the plunge by pressing keypad 9 immediately after a swing. Jumping back is often the most inefficient way to defend yourself, as you give up terrain and you'll be left in a position where a quick counterattack is not an option. Yet by using your instincts, you'll be able to launch the occasional counterattack against your foe, doing large amounts of damage. When you avoid attacks by jumping backwards, the leaping lunge may be triggered at random. We've seen that happen a couple of times, and I think the more your weapon use skill increases, the more likely it becomes you will do that. Some good skill ups all around there. We talk to Rakesh. We can ask him about different weapon types. Sword. A sword is the finest of weapons. It requires both skill and strength in order to wield correctly. Strength. Your physical strength determines the damage dealt by your blows, but power only makes a difference if you are at least a good swordsman as good a swordsman as your opponent. Skill. Skill is what really matters in combat. A talented swordsman can adapt his style to the second the situation requires it. If someone only depends on his physical power in combat, he may be better off wielding a club. Magic. Use of magic is often considered unfair by warriors unless the opponent knows magic as well. Of course, a dagger against a sword can be deemed unfair too, so if your life depends on the outcome of battle, you'd be foolish to not rely on spells. During training or competition, the use of magic will merely result in disapproval and disrespect. Spectators will not appreciate the use of dazzle either. Zap. Since a dagger is unable to deliver much damage, a magical charge is often a great help. The increased chance of knocking your opponent back is especially useful in order to keep an enemy at bay. A zap spell can be the only way out of a corner at times. Casting leaves you vulnerable, however. Flame Dart. Flame darts are powerful and cost-effective projectiles. They do not pack a physical punch, though, and like force bolts, they cannot be used in close quarters. Dazzle. Dazzle can blind an opponent, but causes no actual damage. An opponent can easily avoid the effects by shielding his eyes in time. Make good use of each successful cast. It may be wise to save it for emergencies like when you need to get out of a corner, but do not have time to cast a zap spell. Training. Training is vital to a warrior's prowess. You can afford to make mistakes and learn from them. In real combat, making too many mistakes will leave you gravely injured or dead. Uhura. In order to become a warrior in Uhura's tribe, one must be speedy, accurate, and agile. This is easily recognized in her fighting style. Yeah, what with all the no attacking she does a lot. Fighting style. Uhura mostly depends on her agility and mobility to get the better of her opponents. Advice? Properly evading or blocking Uhura's attack should be the first thing on your mind at all times. Attack when you see an opening, but be prepared for counterattacks. Style. Seeing that you do not excel in fighting technique, your best strategy would be to avoid hanging out in melee range too much. On the other hand, getting cornered is a predicament you should avoid at all costs, as it will be very hard to get out of. Once your opponent starts advancing, approach him in order to avoid terrain loss. A safe way to battle is to stay inside melee range until your opponent attempts an attack. As soon as he moves, jump back, use magic, and close the gap again when your opponent is recovering. This might not grant you quick victories, but it will not result in quick defeats either. So that's actually some pretty good tip there, too. Hey, you want to fight? I'm sorry, but I know little of the art of fighting with a dagger and thus would not be an appropriate sparring partner for you. Well, she uses a spear, which is like the exact opposite of a dagger. And also she has a shield. Rakesh actually has a super cool weapon. I don't know if we'll be seeing it on this playthrough, though. Oh, this dude. I challenge you all to a wager of skill versus skill. Who will dare to follow where I lead across this narrow path of rope? Who will risk a dinar and his very life that he may gain 5 dinar in return? Sounds like a challenge I'll accept after saving. Yo. Greetings, hero. Do you feel brave and lucky today? Nobody else around here seems willing to take my challenge. Sure. So he just casually walks right across, no big deal. Ta-da! Is there no one of courage and daring among you? Will any take my challenge? I'm gonna save again because we just, talky bits and all. Here's some money. You are most brave. Now let's see if you are skilled as well. He makes it look so easy. We are not the most agile, but we do have some pretty decent agility. Let's see, what was it again? 113. Well, could be worse. Here we go. If I were to become a VTuber, I use that guy's talking animation as my model. Well, now you have to do it. Controls. Left arrow, step forward. Down arrow, lean right. Up arrow, or lean down is lean left, up is lean right. Right arrow, hold position. Walk across the rope and correct any tilting by tapping the appropriate key to lean in the opposite direction. Use hold position option in emergencies, but avoid using it too often. Alright. Whoop, whoop. This way. Nope. This way, this way. Nope, nope, there. Yep. Since we are not exactly the most nimble, this is a bit of a challenge for us. But just think about that money we're going to be making. 5 dinars. Now, the trick that I found for this is to basically just mash the button until you change legs. And I screwed it up. Surely next time I will be surely I'll be forced to pay you next time. Yeah, you definitely will. Load. Controls. So if you just kind of mash the button until you change feet and then press the opposite button real quick, then it'll usually kind of correct it and get you back on both feet. Sometimes you may have to press it multiple times to overcompensate. Whoop, too far. Nope, 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 nope. There. Ah, dang it. So close. This is good for our agility, though. But you know what would be better for our agility? Having money in our wallet. Ooh, I almost fell there. Oh, that was close. I was tipping over. Ah, I didn't mash it enough times. Did it get me up to 20 though? No. We're not quitting. We're not gonna stop until we get all the way across. I know reloading means that I lose the skill ups as well. And that just makes it even harder. Or makes it less easy. But I mean, look at this. I can totally do this if I just stop screwing up. Nope, nope, there. First try! You collect your 5 dinars. You cannot get off so easily. Let us test the rope again that I may regain my lost dinars. Yeah, let's save and do that. Here you go. You're most brave. Now let's see if you're skilled as well. How'd we do on stats? 119. Ooh, I almost fell. That was close. There. Easy. Didn't even flop that time. Not that I fell any other time. You have the luck of the kata, but you cannot win on luck alone. Come, we shall try our skills. Come again. Well, that sounds like a good way to make some more money. So here's some cash, and back across we go. I'll keep taking his money until he runs out. Plop. It is said the best thing to do after falling is to try again. Yep, he is 100% correct. Oh, pay him first. Dude, there you go. However, the thing about trying again that he doesn't include is save scumming. And done. You collect your 5 dinars. We seem to have an expert among us. Name: I am called Agi the Agile. Challenge: you are too good. I have already lost all the money I can afford to lose. Wager: you're too good. Money: I make a living by challenging others. Rumors: there have been rumors about ill omens around the city. Shapir: the city is a perfect place to improve your skills at climbing and balancing. The fountain: there are too many people and things in that plaza for me to set up there. The Adventurers Guild: the guild hall is a good place for me to be working, for many pass by. Dinarzad: I've heard that she is not above working with thieves. So if we were a thief, we could actually, she's actually where you go for the Thieves Guild. Dessert: that place is best avoided. Rasir? I have not been back there since Amir Aris was overthrown. Entertainers and wagering have been forbidden there. Ymir? Amir Aris used to watch me as I performed in Rasir and throw me coins. He was always laughing. It's a shame he's gone now. Well, thank you. No problem, Effendi. How much cash we got now? 80 gold coins. We have spent a fair bit of money, but we're about to spend a bit more. We have 1 stamina. It's a miracle that we didn't just keel over dead trying to cross that tightrope. That would have been an interesting story for all of them. It's like, oh, he didn't die from falling, he died on the rope. We are at 130 agility.